Welcome to my kitchen. It is a Saturday afternoon, and as I like to do on Saturdays, if not Sundays as well, is find my way here to the kitchen to cook up something special. And today I'm going to do just that. And I found a great recipe from Cooking with the Saints. And this is a cookbook that was given to me by a very special friend. And it's really become my favorite cookbook. It's my go-to cookbook when I want to find my way into the kitchen on a day such as today and cook something really nice. So today what I'm actually going to be cooking is, and I hope I can pronounce it, it's a recipe from Spain, Arroz con Pollo, which is rice with chicken. And this is a traditional dish that likely originated in Spain but gained popularity throughout Latin America as well. This rice chicken entree resembles in many ways the Spanish classic paella, minus the seafood and other additional ingredients. This robust dish is easy to prepare and can feed a hungry crowd. And speaking of a hungry crowd, I've got house guests. I have 4 house guests, a wonderful couple that came down to visit me from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and they brought 2 of their 4-legged friends, and that would be Tui and Rowdy. So we're going to cook up this rice with chicken dish, and you know, in doing so, I should tell you that the saint. So the way this recipe or cookbook works rather is that they will highlight different saints, and then they will correlate the recipe with the country or the region of the country that saint came from. So today's saint is Saint Lawrence, and he was born in 225 and died in 258, which would have made him, I believe, 33 years if I'm doing my math right. And Saint Lawrence lived in Rome during the reign of Emperor Valerian, who persecuted and killed Christians. He had moved to Rome to serve under the Pope as the keeper of the treasures of the church, dispensing alms to the poor and the needy. When the prefect of Rome demanded that St. Lawrence turn over all of the church's treasures, St. Lawrence gathered the sick, the orphan, the blind, and the impoverished people the church had been supporting. He then presented what he described as the church's treasure. Enraged, the prefect ordered him to be put to death. St. Lawrence was tied to a grill over a slow fire. So, oh boy, that's not the way that I would want to go. But regardless, we're going to go ahead and make this recipe. And as the recipe said, it's not a very difficult recipe to make. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And as I always like to do, we'll start with putting on my hat. But there you go. All right. So we'll start by putting on my hat. And then we'll share the ingredients with you. I've got all the ingredients ready. So let's do that. Let's take a look at the ingredients. Let's get started with the ingredients for this Spanish dish. And to do so, we'll begin with 3 pounds, actually a 3-pound chicken cut into serving pieces, or you could go with 3 pounds of skinless, boneless chicken pieces. And that's what I did there. You see that in the bowl. And right to the right of the bowl, you've got your salt and freshly ground black pepper to taste, plus extra as needed. 6 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. You can see I've got that right there on in the bottle on the left. 1 large onion, peeled and chopped. And there you can see I've got the large onion peeled and chopped. Then we're going to have 1/2 a cup plus a tablespoon of parsley chopped. And that is right there alongside the white wine. And the white wine, you could use white wine or water, but that's a 1/2 a cup of white wine. And then you're also going to have 4 tablespoons of chopped garlic. I've got that. 3½ cups of chicken broth, and that's right behind that's actually right behind the 2 cups of rice. So I've got 2 cups of long grain rice is what the recipe calls for. And then you're also going to have 2 roasted red or green peppers, thinly sliced. So I roasted those peppers. I found a great way to do that on YouTube. Actually, what I did was just took some peppers and washed them and put them under the broiler, turning them every every few minutes until they were black, and then I put them in a nice bowl and covered it, and then the skin just peeled right off. So those were under the broiler, and there is my roasted red peppers. Then you have 1 cup of peas. Actually, my apology, 1/2 a cup. 1/2 a cup of peas, and those are optional. 2 tablespoons of one of my favorite ingredients, which would be smoked paprika. And that paprika, it's not from Spain, it's actually from Magyarország, which is pronounced Hungary in English. And then 1 teaspoon of saffron. Now you could use turmeric as well to substitute for the saffron if you don't have that, but it says to use the turmeric a little bit sparingly. So anyway, that's it, folks. You've got the 3 pounds of chicken cut into small bite-sized pieces, your salt and black pepper to taste, 6 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 large onion chopped, 1/2 a cup of parsley plus a tablespoon that's chopped, 4 tablespoons of garlic, 3½ cups of chicken broth, 1/2 a cup of dry white wine or water, 2 roasted red or green peppers thinly sliced, 1/2 a cup of peas, optional, 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of saffron or turmeric, used sparingly, and 2 cups of long grain rice. So with that all being said, let's get started by cooking this great recipe. Step 1 of this Spanish recipe involves heating 6 tablespoons of olive oil in a deep, large saucepan, such as you see what I've got here. And then you're going to take the 3 pounds of chicken pieces, and you want to make sure that you've sprinkled that chicken with salt and pepper. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cook this chicken in this oil over medium-high heat and let the chicken get to a nice golden brown on all sides. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll be back in a moment or two. As you can see, the chicken it's brown. It looks actually really nice. So what I'm going to now do is transfer this chicken and put it into a covered baking dish. So I'm just going to transfer that right on over. And as I was cooking the chicken, my VIP guest came home. So they're also going to be the taste testers, and we'll see if we can't get a that's good, that's really good out of the 2 of them. So anyway, so there's the chicken. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cover that and set that aside. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add the onion, the 6 tablespoons of parsley, and the garlic. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the pan. Boy, we'll see how this tastes, but it sure smells fantastic. All right, so I'm going to let that cook. And it says to add the onion and the parsley, 6 tablespoons of parsley and the garlic to the saucepan, and cook over medium heat until the onion is soft. So we'll let the onion get soft there. Boy, it actually looks really good. And then after the onion is soft, we're going to add the broth, the wine, the roasted red pepper, the peas and the paprika and the saffron. Look at that. So I'll let that cook just for a moment more. This is actually the first meal that I have prepared for guests in my home here. This new home that I find myself, this new kitchen. So that looks like that is, those onions have been softened. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the other ingredients, starting with the broth, the wine, the roasted red pepper. So here goes the wine, and this is optional. You could alternatively use water if you like. And here is 3.5 cups of chicken broth. So there goes our chicken broth. Now the next thing we want to add is the red pepper. And there goes our roasted red pepper. That roasted red pepper has been sliced thinly. Oh wow. And then we also want to add the peas and the paprika and the saffron. Almost looks like a Christmas dish right there with the green and the red. So now we're going to add the paprika. Oh, that's my favorite ingredient. And then we're going to add the peas. Half a cup. And the peas are optional. And then we're going to add the saffron. So let me grab the saffron. And again, if you didn't have saffron, you could add a little bit of turmeric sparingly. So look at that. So now what we're going to do is we are going to stir well and bring that mixture to a boil over medium heat. Oh, I bet this is going to be good. I bet this is going to be really, really good. We'll be back. Well, I brought it to a boil, and now what I'm going to do is add the rice, which is 2 cups of long grain white rice. Ooh. You know, I've loved to cook as long as I've had a kitchen. I can remember wanting to get in the kitchen and cook, and I used to cook with Mom as a little boy growing up on the shore of Lake Erie. And those are some of my fondest memories in the kitchen, cooking with Mom. Maybe because she always let me lick the bowl. You know, that might be one of the reasons. But anyway, look at that. Doesn't that look nice? So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the rice such as I just did, and we're going to increase the heat to medium-high. Well, it was already on high. And we're going to stir occasionally. Cook uncovered for about 20 minutes. All right, so that's it. Now I'm just going to cook that for 20 minutes, and I'm going to reach out to my kitchen companion. Echo, set the timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, starting now.
So there you have it, folks. So we're going to let that rice cook for 20 minutes, and then we will be back. We are at about 8 or 9 minutes into the 20 minutes, and the recipe says to cook this until the rice is tender and stir it occasionally, and you want some liquid remaining. So this, you know, the liquid has gone down significantly. So I'm just going to let this go for about 4 or 5 more minutes before adding the chicken. But boy, this looks good. You are looking at what is going to be a fabulous, fabulous meal. And I think that this meal would make none other than St. Lawrence proud. You know? Wow, look at this. Now what I'm going to do, the rice I should say, the rice has been softened, and there's still a little bit of liquid in there, but I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken. And it says to bury the chicken in the rice. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just bury this chicken in the rice. I'll just kind of turn it over like that. Oh, this actually looks a lot nicer than I had anticipated when I just read the recipe. But it really looks like it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful dish. So I'll get the chicken buried. And then what you want to do is, just as it says turn the rice and the chicken over with a fork from bottom to top. Actually, you're going to reduce the heat to low and cook for about 20 minutes. Turn the rice and the chicken over with a fork from bottom to top. Cover and cook over low heat for another 10 minutes. So, interestingly enough, this is just going to go over low heat. I'm putting this over simmer, so that's going to go for 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and I'll flip it over and do it another 10. Oh boy, this looks good. This looks really, really good. Well, the timer just went off, and let's see what we've got. Oh, look at that. Wow, that looks good. So now it says to turn this over. Turn it over with a fork. Look at that. There it is. So the bottom is nice and cooked. I'm gonna turn that over. We'll let that go 10 more minutes. And then it's soup's on. Well, no, this isn't soup, but you know what I mean, okay? This, oh yeah, this looks really good. Now, one of the house guests that I have is very particular, and he'll be quite honest. You know, if it's not good, if it's not really good, he'll say so. So there's a lot of pressure going into this, but hopefully it'll come out well. We will see, as the saying goes. All right, I'm going to let this go for 10 more minutes. All right, folks, so now is the big moment. This is Colin here, and this is his beautiful wife, Holly, and they came down to visit me from Coeur d'Alene, right?
Yes.
You know, bless the two of you. I couldn't have picked a nicer recipe, you know, to share with you folks than this one, the rice with chicken. Now, I hope that you like it, okay? I really
Looks good.
It looks
I hope you like it. We'll give it a try. Let's see. Let's see if it gets a, let's see if it's good or not.
Let's see.
Oh, here we go.
This is the real taste test.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. It needs a little salt.
Needs a little, well, yeah, okay, so yeah, I got the salt and pepper, but
Yeah.
salt and pepper aside?
Excellent.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
It's good.
It is. Very good.
It's
All right.
really good.
Very good, Jeff.
Really good. All right, folks, so have a
Worthy of St. Lawrence.
have a great day.